Hello truckers and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're continuing our career mode here in the Volvo FH Classic, which we will eventually start upgrading into the Globetrotter and all that cool stuff, but we're early in our career and that's going to take a little while. We have a load of, I believe, roof tiles that we're going to take here from Lille, France out to Brussels, Belgium. It's going to be a relatively short trip because it was the only one that was available here. Let's turn off the head tracking, get ourselves out the back of the truck, or looking out the back of the truck here, and other way, get ourselves backed up into the trailer, hooked up, and on our way. Boom. There we go. Forward looking. Let's go ahead and just take a quick look at the truck so that you guys can see what we're going to look like going down the road. Pretty standard. But I really like this paint scheme for the truck there. I always use this one. It's the only one I really like. So let's go ahead and get on the road. This one's only going to be head tracking. This one's only going to be 102 kilometers. So not going to be that long of a video. And depending on what the time is, I'm standing by what I said before, how I'm not going to rush through my driving just to try to cram videos in. So we are going to take our sweet time. But, you know, 102 kilometers is not very long. So it's feasible that we might have enough time left by the time we finish with this to grab another load. So we'll see how that goes. So we need to turn left out of here. Make sure we pull well far out so that we don't have our trailer slam into the side of the thing there, hopefully. I think we barely cleared that. I think I clearly turned a little too far, but we made it. If you're wondering about the head tracking, as most people seem to do for these videos, not just my... Oh, come on. It was yellow. Ugh, okay, whatever. As most people seem to do for these videos, not just mine, but other YouTubers that I watch, I'm using the the free OpenTrack software that tracks your face. Not as good as a TrackIR setup because it's not as accurate and it struggles a little bit sometimes to keep a track on your face, but you don't have to wear anything on your head. And it's good enough for truck sim, and you don't have to buy any equipment. You just use your webcam. The software tracks your face and figures out what your head is doing based off of where your face is pointing, and then turns the camera accordingly. So it's good enough for this. You know, if you really want something that's hyper accurate and you don't have to fuss with it at all, well, obviously, paid solutions are going to be better because they're going to have more. They're going to have better quality hardware and software and stuff like that. So. Either use a TrackIR or you can go the cheap route like I did because I can't afford $150 for a freaking head tracking software, head tracking solution. So yeah, this should be a really short run here, and ideally that's going to mean we're going to have enough time to pop a second load into this one. Let's get onto the main part of the road so we don't have oh yeah, it was merging anyways. All right, so quick hop over to there, and we'll see what we do after that. I have to imagine that we're going to be able to grab another load with as short as this run is. I have to say that in Euro Truck Simulator, the Volvo is my favorite truck. Ooh, I gotta slow down here. The Volvo is my favorite truck. I don't know why. I like the aesthetic of it, I guess, and the fact that, at least in my previous playthroughs, it is the model that has the most powerful engine available to it. So I think it has like an 800 horsepower engine, and everything else only goes up to like, I don't know. Or maybe it had 1,000 power. Maybe it had a 1,050 horsepower engine. I don't remember. But I remember the engines available to it were far and away much more powerful than anything else. Claw our way up this hill. I'm definitely looking forward to an engine upgrade for this thing because, I mean, we really shouldn't be struggling up this small grade carrying the standard trailer that we're carrying. So I would like to get an engine upgrade sooner rather than later, but that's going to be expensive because, as you can see up in the top right of the truck interface up there, I only have 25,000 euro up there, and I think all of the engine upgrades are going to be upwards of. Okay, I think the cruise control turns off when it's not able to maintain the speed. And I don't think it's trying to apply full throttle. as it goes up the hill. It's super worried about maintaining the speed or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how cruise control, the logic of cruise control works, but I noticed that when I'm going up steep hills and it's not able to maintain it, it feels like the cruise control is not holding it anymore. So, I don't know. Now we're going downhill, so hopefully it will be able to maintain it. We'll see. So now we're going back up a hill. It's starting to struggle hard. I'm putting full throttle myself, but I don't know if that actually affects it when the cruise control is on, because different cruise controls work differently, and I don't know if this game, I don't know which version this game takes. Does it maintain strict control over it, or are you able to add some throttle when you need to? Just kind of depends on the cruise control that you're using. I'm pretty sure I set my mirrors up for this, but I feel like, I feel like it's not, because like I like to have it like that, and then, so what, 4 is my right mirror, 5 is my small left mirror. Oh yeah, okay, so those, I could have swore I had adjusted these already. I don't need to look at my truck, I just need to see the edge of it so I can see what's going on there. Oh, that's much better. Yeah, I have to say that the speed limit on this road is, I don't know, it's probably appropriate to what we're driving. It just feels super slow. But then you go around a sharp turn like that, and you're like, yeah, I'm really glad I was going slow for that, because I even had to slow down for that. All right, Brussels is to our left, so let's go ahead and make this turn over here. Cut it a little wide to hopefully get the trailer where it needs to be, and down the road we go. "20 kilometers left, should be pretty quick." I'm about 99% sure that we're going to go ahead and grab another load while we're on this video, because I'm not going to put out a 10-minute video. That's too short, too short. I generally aim between 20 and 30 minutes. For those of you who do watch my content on a regular basis, I want to apologize for any repetitions, any repetitious statements that I make, because I have to assume that the majority of the people coming into these videos are new and haven't seen any of my content yet, because that's just kind of the way YouTube works. You get a lot of people who watch and they don't know what's going on, and you kind of have to explain it to them. So, sorry if you've heard all this before. It's going to continue happening because I have to make sure that new people and old people are all getting something out of this content, and it helps when they know what's going on. All right, get up here to this red light. Hopefully, I got it. And then I can't turn on red, so I gotta remember I'm in Euro Truck Simulator, not American Truck Simulator, and there is no turning on red. Oh, maybe that's why I got that ticket. No, I was in American Truck Simulator when I did that, so I don't know. I don't know, they all run together. It all runs together after a little while. But let's go ahead, get over here, get this load dropped off, and then I will find another load to go grab, and we'll go get it. It's unfortunate that you guys can't turn on red. That feels like a massive waste of time when there's really no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, we're turning left into here. Looks like that's going to be a pretty easy drop-off for our load, so let me swing around and get ourselves lined up for this. Turn off our head tracking so I can fix my camera here, get ourselves put into reverse. And as I'm going to try to say this every time I back up, but for those of you who don't know how to do any of this, but when you're backing up, and especially when you have this view, think of yourself as driving the trailer, not driving the truck. Because if you turn to the left, the trailer will turn to the left. And if you turn to the right, the trailer will turn to the right as you're backing up. I know they say, well, just turn in the opposite direction when you're backing up, but the reason why the better way to think about it is just look backwards and then turn the wheel in the direction you want the trailer to go. Your truck will go off in a different direction than you're thinking, but just focus on the trailer and you'll be okay. So yeah, we definitely have enough time for another load. So let's hop into the job market here. I'll let you guys see me picking the load, but I will drive to the load on my own. I don't really want to go back to Cambridge. I don't have a problem going back to Britain. I just don't want to keep going back to the same towns over and over again. So let's do this load here. This one's relatively short and it has a decent payout. So we'll grab. I don't like doing any of these escort ones. I hate them. I detest them with every fiber of my being. I cannot stand doing any of those escort loads because they just take forever to do, and the AI for them isn't the best. So sometimes it'll get stuck, and then you're sitting there waiting on them to figure out what they're doing. No, I'm not doing any of those. So you'll never see me do any one of those because I really hate them. But we have wait a minute. Oh, that's not. I must not have clicked on the. I must not have clicked on the area that I was in. I don't want to drive 200 kilometers to get to that. Okay, this is probably going to be more reasonable. Yeah, I can go to Luxembourg. Why not? So where's the distance to this? I will cut as soon. Okay, it's only 2 kilometers away. So, is it swinging me back around? It was probably where we were. We may not even need to drive. It might be right here. Let's check it out. Is it? Is this it? Oh, it is. Okay. So we don't have to do anything except back up into the spot here. Let me turn my head tracking back off. And it even happens to be right behind us. How convenient! I was going to cut, but since it provided us what is the word that I'm looking for? My brain just will not grab the. Oh, nope, that's not going to work. Somehow I missed the kingpin on that one. Let's try that again. Sometimes these trailers are a little bit harder to judge because you do need to be lining up your tires, but most of the time you can let me make sure I actually have the trailer behind me. I pressed the T key. I meant to press the H key. All right, let's go ahead. We only got 227 kilometers for this one. Should be able to squeak this in under 30 minutes, so let's get on the road. Try to keep a look at my trailer, make sure it's not going to slam into anything. And we got to make a left turn here. Try to keep that. I try to keep these lights just in front of my, just in front of the support bar there, so that I can still see them. Because in some of the places over here, they don't put the lights out in front of you. They only have them right there off to your right. And if you pull too far forward, you have no idea when the light changes. So that's a little frustrating. I'm not really sure what the thought process behind that is either. Why would you put them only right there and not out in front where people could actually see them? So we're going to need to get over to the left here in a minute. Hopefully no cars pull up next to us. Oh, never mind. It ends up being a loop to the right, so we're fine. Waiting on the red lights. Roxanne. I feel like as soon as I press the... Yeah, I was about to say, as soon as I press the pause button, it's going to switch over to green. Maybe I should have got over. I have a bad feeling that this is going to force me over to a direction I don't want to go. So let me get that turn signal turned on, and I'll start nudging. Oh, this guy's going to be nice and let me over. Very nice. I appreciate that, sir. You just made my life so much easier. All right, we're going to get on the road, knock out these 200 kilometers real quick. You know, safely. I don't want to be recklessly driving around and being ridiculous. I generally do that in my own playthroughs. I turn the penalties off and everything, and just I leave the damage on, but I turn the financial penalties off, and I just speed everywhere because it's. And to me, that's more fun. But you know, it's also a simulator, and for YouTube, I'm going to try to be somewhat professional about it. Yeah. Let's see. Are our lights on? I just want to make sure our lights are on. I guess the little switch is over there on the left side, so you can see it moving when I press the buttons. At least now I know where that is. It'll make it easier to find it. It'll be easier to check, at least during the daytime. I get these weird, especially in American Truck Simulator now, I get these weird headlight penalties. I don't know if it's because it's getting dark and I can't tell that, you know, it's the time where we're supposed to have our headlights on, but it's super frustrating to be driving down the road and all of a sudden I get a $100 plus headlight penalty, and I don't understand it. It's very frustrating. Whoever invented cruise control deserves a medal or something, because being able to just set the thing and not have to worry about your speed after that is super nice. You can just sit there, zone out, not have to worry about anything other than just staying in between the lines and not running into anybody in front of you. It's very, very convenient. Trying to conserve my voice just a little bit because I still have a flight sim video to do after this, and that one requires a lot of talking as well. These later videos that I've been doing are really taking a toll on my voice because I don't have the kind of voice that's meant for talking for extended period of time, and I find my throat getting sore after, you know, 1 or 2 videos. Slow down here because we're going to have to go around this relatively sharp curve, and I don't want to have to fight that. Last thing we want is to tip over. A little bit of braking, slow down. Make sure we don't hit these cars, because that's obviously another thing we don't want to do. Doesn't help that we're going downhill, so that's going to cause us to speed up, but that's fine. The speed limit popped back up to 90, so that's good. Get ourselves back up to speed, get that cruise control turned back on, and continue cruising the 166 kilometers that we have left. I would like to get over into the slow lane, though. Sorry, Mr. Truck, if I cut you off, but you're just an AI, and I'm not that worried about it. Not even like a self-aware AI. Like, when I deal with like Bard or the other ones out there, I do try to be polite and say thank you and all that stuff, because, you know, they're getting it to where it's kind of sort of on the verge of at least simulating awareness. And there's no harm in being kind with that, but I barely have the patience for real life people in traffic in real life, so I'm certainly not going to have patience for it here in a video game. Let's get ourselves up to 90 kilometers an hour so we can hurry up and get this video completed, because we are at the 18-minute mark and we still have probably a good 10 minutes worth of driving to do. Don't really have too much like real world stuff to talk about when it comes to you know, trying to fill the time. I was talking in my last video, and I will say, I don't remember if I said it this video or the last. I'm pretty sure I said it this video. Don't mind the repetitions if you follow. Okay, I really need you to not do that. I need to get over. I mean, I guess I don't. I guess we're fine over here. I'm just going to encroach into their lane a little bit. I guess we have enough space to be in the lane without encroaching. I just don't want to slam into any of this stuff. Truck damage is expensive. If you watch my channel, I'm probably repeating myself this time. I don't know. They all start to run together. All my videos start to run together, especially when you're doing 5 a day and you can't remember what you said in even just the last video that you did. But anyways, I don't know. What do we want to talk about for this run? Okay, I gotta get over. What do we want to talk about for this run? I don't even know. Oh, I need to get over here. They probably blocked this off for a reason, but I'm not taking the long way around just because they randomly decided to block that off. This is the second time that I've bypassed a police roadblock. They don't seem to penalize you for it, though, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. they're just going to let me go by and I'm not going to get charged for it. It's not cheating. It's not cheating. Yeah, I'm not following the rules, but if they're not going to penalize me for it, why am I going to sit here and take the long way around? Rules are important, but this is a video game. And at some point, you got to start saying, is my time worth following this rule? Not really. And my personal philosophy is that, you know, there are rules and then there are rules. Even when it comes to, you know, living your life in the real world, sometimes rules are put in place for the convenience of other people, and they aren't necessarily there to make you safe or make other people safe or, you know, any of the other things why we make rules. So obviously this was, but as I said, I'm not interested in taking the long way around, so it's not going to hurt these guys for me to drive around. And it's a video game. I know I said I was going to try to be as realistic as possible, but you got to find, as with everything in life, you got to try to find that balance. And I mean, look, there's already cars on the road here, so whatever. You got to find a balance between what's reasonable and what's not, and how much time you want to spend on things. And you know, we still have another 90 kilometers to go and less than 10 minutes to get it done. And that includes getting to our location and backing it up and doing all that cool stuff. So, yeah, sometimes realism has to take a back seat to what makes sense. Obviously, in real life, I wouldn't do that, but this isn't real life, and you guys aren't actually watching me drive a truck. We're just living in a fantasy world right now where we can do things we can't do in real life. That's the kind of the whole point of video games, is to be able to do something that you wouldn't normally be able to do in real life. Simulators are fun and all that, but sometimes you just want to break the rules and not have to pay the consequences for it. And in a video game, you can do that. My goal for this early stage in our career is just to try to go to as many different places as we can. As much as I do want to make as much money as possible, and I'm trying to select the best loads as far as money goes, I also don't want to just keep going back and forth between the same 2 or 3 cities all the time. Crossing the channel, going to Dover, or going to London, crossing the channel, going to Calais, crossing the channel, going to Cambridge, going back to Calais, going up to Dover, going like this. It's just the same stuff over and over and over again. I want to go to different places. That's why I'm selecting the loads I'm selecting in American Truck Simulator as well, because I want to make sure that we're unlocking different cities, going to different places, ideally getting out of California so that we can start, you know, experiencing some of those better speed limits out there. Unfortunately, I haven't played either of these simulators in a very long time, so I don't have a lot of the newer content, so you're not going to see Texas or any of that other stuff, because I haven't played in that long. I haven't played that long. When I stopped playing, that wasn't out, and you know, I don't have the money to buy a bunch of different maps right now. So maybe as the channel starts growing, more people start supporting the channel, we break that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I start getting some of that ad revenue. Oh, there's the freaking birds circling again. I saw that in American Truck Simulator. I don't know if that's a new thing or if it's just something that was always there and I never noticed it. Okay, so we definitely have the ability to force past where the cruise control is, because, or at least I think I do. I don't know. It's not over speeding now, but that's probably because we're going up a hill. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can force it to go faster. So that's good to know. $30 kilometers left. Should be pretty quick. I try to get all my resting and fueling and stuff done between episodes so that you guys don't have to sit and watch that stuff. You guys want to be cruising down the road, not taking care of logistical issues. But at the same time, I want to give you guys a sense of realism, so I don't know. Do you guys want to be there for that kind of stuff, or do you like the picking up the load, driving, dropping off the load, and kind of cutting out everything in between? I know we didn't really do that for this last load because the load was pretty much at the same spot where we were, but in general, I start my video, I start the software up, I pick a load, I drive over, get to the lot, and then I bring you guys in when I'm ready to back up to the trailer, because I know that most of you want to see, or most of you like me are going to want to see the backing up process and watch the truck back into the trailer, pick up the trailer docking and all that stuff, and then not crash into the bus, because, you know, we definitely don't want to do that. It's very weird trying to brake with your left foot when you haven't never done that in your whole life. I know racers do that stuff all the time, but that's not a natural experience, and it's a very jerky way to drive in regular life, you know. Anytime I've taught anybody to drive anything, the only thing your left foot is for the clutch if you're driving a manual. That's it. Never touch the brake with your left foot. You will drive much more smoothly if you drive that way. But because I'm using rudder pedals as my pedals, well, it's spaced too far apart for me to use one foot. So I'm having to do this weird feet spread out, left foot for the brakes and right foot for the gas, and it works, but it's definitely very weird. Because I'm not used to using my left foot for such fine control over something. I guess we're stopping here. Alright. Unfortunately, here in Luxembourg, they don't give you the nice little yellow warning light that it's about to turn green again, so I do have a slight bit of delay in bringing you guys back from a pause at the red lights. Not my favorite thing in the world, but I guess it's a minor grievance. Not even really worth addressing. I'm sure it's true to life, so obviously asking for that change is probably unreasonable, because they probably don't do yellow warnings for greens in Luxembourg like they do in Britain and France. Just get ourselves around this here. We're almost to our destination. Looks like it's going to be this facility right here. So let's get ourselves in here. And yet another easy backing. I really like it when they provide you with plenty of space to get your backing done. So we'll swing wide around this way, turn ourselves in a nice, easy... I mean, I probably could just pull around and pull through, but we'll back up anyways, because I'd rather just get it done. Okay, so we'll pull forward far enough. I like to be able to see the little glowy thingy back there, but sometimes you just can't. Alright, so we're going to drive the trailer, not the truck, as we back up. I say that every time, not because I think you guys aren't intelligent enough to understand, but because there's going to be new people, and I just want to be in the habit of saying, hey, drive the trailer, not the truck. Only when you're backing up. When you're driving forward, you drive the truck. When you're driving backward, you drive the trailer. Steer in the direction you want the trailer to go. Alright, we're almost there. So, hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button if you did, so that when the next the YouTube algorithm will send the video out to more viewers, and we can get as many people along for these rides as we can. If you are not subscribed, please consider doing so now, so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your YouTube feed, and you'll be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. And speaking of that, channel members get early access to my video in addition to several other perks, so be sure to click that join button below the viewer. It will not automatically join you up. It will just show you what you will get should you decide to start supporting the channel, and you can make a decision based on that. So like I said, hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to come back for the next one, and I'll see you then.